go through your form here. So what got you interested in coaching?
Well, I went from being a flex DPS player to being a tank player, and I just feel like I'm struggling a
Okay.
bit,
Okay.
especially with taking control of the pace of the game.
Okay.
I have a pretty good idea of how to take space, but the
Mm-hmm.
whole pace thing is pretty hard.
Interesting. Interesting. What caused that? What made that transition happen?
I think the play style is just better for me, to be
Okay.
honest.
Okay. So it's just it just fits what you're good at a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what's your current team situation? Because you sent me a message with ranked ones, trial VOD. Like, are you currently on a team right now, trialing for a
No,
team?
I was in trialing for a team, but they decided to go with another tank player,
Okay. Okay.
and now I'm just pretty much playing ranked. I took like a 5-month break, I think. I was playing Valorant,
Okay.
like tier 2 Valorant, tier
Yep.
3 Valorant,
Yep. Yep.
and now everything just got me back into Overwatch, the whole Overwatch 2 release, and
Gotcha.
I think Ramattra just suits my playstyle pretty well as well. So
Okay. Cool. Cool. What SR are you at currently right now?
I am GM3.
Okay. Shoot me the code when you get a chance, and then we'll continue
Yeah,
through your
you want to go
form.
over the ranked one first?
Yeah. Whatever you want to go over works for me. Totally up to you. Okay.
Uh,
So you made the transition from tank, I assume, relatively recently.
yeah, like beginning of this season.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. So then let me dig back even further than that. How long have you been playing Overwatch? You told me you have a little bit of a background on Valorant, but like, how long have you been playing Overwatch? What got you started? What is your like rank history? Just give me, I guess, your past with Overwatch as much as you can.
I started playing in the beta, and I've played ever since. I took a little bit of a break from Overwatch when Valorant came out and just grinded Valorant. Uh, I've peaked 4400 on DPS and 4.2 on other roles after Roll-Lock came out.
Okay.
And before Roll-Lock, I was 4-3
Okay.
on console, and then right when the whole Roll-Lock beta came out on ranked, I switched to PC.
Okay. Okay. And what made you swap? Just because it was more competitive? Wanted to play with teams,
Yeah,
or what?
yeah. I was like a top 30 on PS4, like way back,
Yep.
and I just felt like there wasn't a lot of competition or like
Yeah.
not a lot of tournaments and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
moving to PC was natural.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. This is a Ramattra VOD we're looking at.
Yeah, it's a Ramattra on the beginning, and then there's a little bit of Sigma at the end.
Okay, excellent, excellent. All right, let's keep through. So, let me keep looking through this form here. GM3. I study at a Finnish esports school. I have all the resources at hand to get to another level, but really need some help with transition to tanks. Okay, so that's super interesting. A Finnish esports school. What is that? What is that like?
Well, I have a lot of esports players here in my class, so just a lot of Valorant players and CS players and other Finnish Overwatch players.
Got it. Okay, interesting, interesting. Keeping looking through here. What are your long-term and short-term goals in Overwatch? And in the form you say tier through tier 2 success. Elaborate on that. So you want to get into contenders, tier 3, OD, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think top OD first. I'm trying to like take small steps instead of huge leaps.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just like go
Makes
up the
sense.
ladder
Makes
and
sense.
get top OD and then maybe get some
Okay.
chances
Okay.
higher.
Okay. And this is a bit of an odd question for you, but why is that? Do you just enjoy competing? Do you want to make a living out of
Yeah.
this? Like, what's the long-term goal here?
Well, I love competing, so I just think I've grinded for a very long time, and I know I think before I went to Valorant, I had a better chance. Like I was up there and I was in my whole peak thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like now that I'm coming back and I'm really grinding it out, it's all going pretty well. So I
Okay.
just want to compete and be the best I can.
Okay. Okay. And stupid question. You enjoy the game playing, I assume.
In certain amounts, yes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I really liked the trials thing and all the scrims and stuff, and I can bear like 3 to 4 hours of ranked per day. But I
Okay.
think just going more than that, especially if I'm losing a lot, it's gonna take a big toll on my mental
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. 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 Interesting. Okay. And how are you enjoying Ramattra? You said specifically you made this transition because you felt it fit you better. What does that mean? What about it fit you better?
Uh, well, I like to shot call a lot, on DPS already.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like now that I can, control space more myself and don't have to tell someone else to take space or, all that jazz. So I feel like,
Right.
because I'm a very vocal player, so I like being vocal on tank, and I can make, I think, more space and plays and everything possible just by being a tank.
And you enjoy playing the heroes? It's not just
Yeah,
okay.
I really like Ramattra. I think that's probably my best hero.
Okay.
I'm trying to get better on Sigma. I think that's a character that really fits my playstyle probably as well, but I'm really new to Sigma.
Okay.
Because
How does it fit your playstyle, if you don't mind me interrupting? What does that mean?
I think just the way you can take space, or like you can play really greedy and get like picks and all that.
Uh-huh.
Because I feel my least played tanks are Reinhardt and Ball, I think.
Uh-huh.
When I was submitting my form for the trialing thing and all that, I just said um, my worst tanks by far are Rein and Ball. Just because I haven't played them a lot.
Of
And
course.
I mean, I can hold my own as Rein against another tank, but in a Rein versus Rein matchup, yeah, I don't think I stand a chance against
Interesting.
Reinhardt
Okay.
anywhere near my elo.
Okay. Okay. I have a question for you. Did you get any feedback from the trial that you had, or was it just no? We won't give another option.
Yeah, I got some feedback.
Okay. What was the feedback?
They they said that they like my vocality a lot, or that I talked and I created a lot of plays for the team.
Okay. Okay. Did
But I
you
think
go
the
ahead?
problem why I didn't make the cut, or why I think myself they didn't tell me. But I think it's because, especially now that the trials were a day after the Hog and Orisa nerfs or changes,
Uh-huh.
and I had picked up Sigma like 4 days before,
Uh-huh.
because
Uh-huh.
I really thought that Sigma is like one of the primary tanks right now, or the ones that I can, you know, get value with, but I don't
Right.
know how to play that.
Right.
So I think the other guy was just way better at Sigma, and that kind of hindered my thing.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, you're definitely behind the curve. You just picking up all of these heroes, and
Yeah,
obviously
exactly.
there's things to learn. We can talk about a lot of that. Okay. So I want to go into your training schedule just a little bit here. So do you have a warm up? If so, what does it look like?
Not really. It kind of depends on the day. Uh, so we have breakfast at the school at
Yes.
like 8:30. It
Okay.
closes.
Okay.
So I try to wake up for breakfast, and after that I just like uh I kind of like just go into the server. I get into a queue, uh, play some customs and all that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, because my friend is laughing on the left. He's my roommate, and he knows my my sleep is kind of fucked. Like I'm gonna be honest. Can I curse, or is it gonna take your
Yes,
rat
that's fine.
sensor?
That's fine.
Okay, yeah. So my sleep is horrible. Like
Okay.
I sleep anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a night,
I'm seeing that on your
and
form right now.
yeah,
Yes.
and sometimes it's not even the night. So I could, if I'm feeling it, sometimes so during the night I could play like all night. I could grind ranked and then just sleep the next day. So that's one thing that I know that a lot of people have told me that could help my playing and my mental and all that is just sleeping better, but it's kind of hard.
How old are you?
I'm turning 22.
Okay, okay, so you're still very young. So I think like it's like this. It's like is sleep. I mean, you don't need me to tell you all this. You're probably already familiar with this. Sleep is something that's going to help your mechanics. It's going to help your consistency. It's going to help your attitude. It's going to help your energy. It's going to help your motivation. It's going to help everything. You're going to be able to get away with less sleep, and it's maybe not even the most important thing for you right now. But it is absolutely going to catch up with you. And obviously, like the more time that you invest with lower amounts of sleep, the worse it's going to be. So I guess for me, it's going to be how serious are you about improvement? Like how badly do you want it? Because sometimes when you're talking about getting to tier 2, tier 3, sometimes the adjustments and fixes that you need to make aren't very fun. It's fun to like come up with a new warm-up routine, or it's fun to like have this new Overwatch macro strategy that I may teach you that will allow you to like play better in game, but that's maybe not what you need. Maybe you need to do the boring thing, which is just get better at your sleep schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Now, I'm
I
going to
get
be
that.
honest with you that that's something that's very hard to do because it's something that you probably have had an issue with for a long time. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
4 years.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a long time. What started that issue with sleep?
I have no clue. I guess it's just that I never really cared.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
It's
just
you're not doing anything when you're sleeping. It's boring. So
yeah,
you got
exactly.
things to do. You got things to conquer, right? But obviously, like that's what recharges you to be that much better. And I think like if we consider, I forget what the principle is called, but it talks about like the most of the value that you get in a day is only like a few hours worth. The rest of the day is just like not as important. So what that means is like when you're in ranked or you're in scrims, that's like the most important part of your day for what you want to accomplish, right? So then your
Yeah.
entire day should be spent trying to make those hours as valuable as you possibly can, right? So the problem
Yes.
though is that that's where sleep comes in, because sleep is like what allows those hours to be good. So that's the problem, right? That's the problem, is when you're going into ranked or when you're going to scrims, is you are not playing at the level that you should because you're not getting the sleep. So those hours that should be very powerful, very useful, are not as so. And I think that's the issue there. And it may not even be something super obvious. Like maybe there's been days where you've tried to get better with your sleep and you're like, well, I don't notice a big difference. Well, that's because we're talking about something that you've had built up over 4 years. Over time, that it's going to take time. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need to be getting 8 or 9 hours of sleep per day, because you do, but unfortunately, you've built a really, really bad habit that's going to be very hard to break. So you tell me, if you were to fix your sleep schedule, what would you need to do to get better with your sleep? What's the first step? Remember you talked about this with your goals in Overwatch, right? We're not aiming for Overwatch League, we're just small steps. Okay, apply that to your sleep. You tell me.
I think just making a better schedule like over the day. So uh, I should like mentally prepare at like 10 to 11 p.m. Like I should know to close my computer. That's one thing I really struggle with. Like
Mm-hmm.
even if I'm tired, I might just be like, well, yeah, well, I can just grind a few more games out, or like it. Even if I'm tired, I sometimes don't go to sleep just because, you know, I'm trying to play a few more games.
Right. And you see what we see what I talked about earlier about like how much value do you think those games actually provide?
Yeah, those are the ones that I lose, and then
Right.
I get tilted, and then I go
Right.
to sleep, man.
Right. You go to sleep mad, or you tilt Q and you go even longer, right? Trying to
Yeah, well,
slam
yeah,
your head,
that's
you
yeah.
know? So, yeah, you already know how valuable those games are, whether you win or lose. So, okay, so mentally prepare for sleep earlier, okay? Do we need you to get 8 hours of sleep per day? No. But can we make 4 to 6, 5 to 6? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that
Or
would be
five to
yeah, yeah.
seven, 5 to 7, right? Like that's not too much to ask, you know? And maybe it's like, well, I'm not going to go to sleep at 11 p.m. It's just not going to happen. But can we make sure that you never stay up past 1 or 1:30? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
because like when I had the trials, I felt like because I had something to do next day, or like I had to be uh in form like
mm-hmm,
next day
mm-hmm,
at this and this time, I
mm-hmm.
felt like going to sleep was a lot easier. But
Yeah.
now that I don't have scrims or trials like tomorrow or anything, it might be like
Hmm.
I'm going to sleep at like 5 to
Hmm.
4 a.m.
Yeah. See, that's a good point. When you feel like there's a very specific reason for doing something, it's not hard to come up with motivation for it. Like, people when they try and quit smoking or something like that, when they go to the doctor and say, "Hey, you're dying of lung cancer. If you don't stop smoking the next week, you're going to be dead in a year." They find quitting smoking very easy. But until that's like immediately evident, it's hard to do that, you know? So for you, that might be the other solution for you, something to work out. As we talk about small things to adjustment, small little things to do one step at a time. Well, I think you need to get on a team. I think you need to get on a
Yeah.
team. And obviously, when you get on a team and you play with a team for a while, maybe it won't seem as important, but it has to be better than playing only for ranked, right? Now, ranked is important, but I don't know. I think you need to try and get on a team, even if the team situation isn't optimal. You need to have some scrims. I don't know
Yeah,
how
that's
you
true.
feel, but I think that's important.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like that would also like improve my mechanics at a better pace. Because
yes.
I kind of have this problem of just queuing ranked for the sake of queuing ranked. So
Yeah.
every game just kind of melts into each other, and
Yeah.
then I just autopilot and I just enemy shoot, enemy
Yep.
shoot, enemy shoot.
Yep. And we're going to talk about that in a second as well, because I think that's going to be the big next thing as well, is like how do we actually make ranked matter more? But I do think that you need to be scrimming 2 or 3 times a week at least.
Yeah.
It needs to be happening. So mentally prepare for sleep earlier. Avoid. I'm typing up some notes for you. Worst case scenario. with staying up too late, which is like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or 1 a.m. I guess 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And listen, I'm with you there. Like everybody, I think anybody who's dealt with queuing Overwatch late at night, everybody struggles with this. Everybody does. It's the problem with you is that it's a little bit worse because you're in a situation where you have like a theoretical reason to queue more. You know, it's a bad reason, but there's like some sort of motivation of like, maybe I just need to practice. But obviously, you and I both know that practice is garbage. So it's a waste of time. Okay, avoid worst scenario. Was gonna find a team. Need to be scrimming. Okay, so that sleep issue and you scrimming and you having purpose and goal for your day, even if it's just to grind rank on a specific skill set, all of those things are kind of tied up. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And we need to kind of fix all of those. Now, we don't need to fix... that's the wrong term. We don't need to fix all of them. We need to improve them. One step, right? One step. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, and I challenge you to do your best to take that step and stick with that step. Even if it's not perfect, it must be better. Okay, so then let's talk about your ranked play. You said 3 or 4 hours of ranked. After that, you just tend to like autopilot and lose focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and you do this 3 or 4 hours of ranked every day that you're not scrimming?
Yeah, so now basically I do 6 days a week, like at least, and then
Okay.
I have a girlfriend, so sometimes
Yeah,
I
okay.
have to make time for her as well.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you have, during your average day, what does the average day look like? You wake up 8:30, you try to have breakfast. Okay, then what happens?
Then I have like 2 hours before lunch, so I might play some ranked. I might just hang around with my friends.
Okay,
Maybe watch some VODs.
okay,
After that, I go eat my first meal of the day.
okay,
Then I play again or watch YouTube or whatever. Just
okay,
try. Sometimes not even anything Overwatch related.
okay,
I'm really into Tarkov now, so I might take like an hour or two to play Tarkov.
okay,
And then I have my other like meal,
yeah,
and then during the evening I play a lot of Overwatch ranked. Now
Okay.
I've taken like a 3-day break after the trials, and I've just been playing Tarkov, but I'm
Okay.
getting back into Overwatch.
Okay. Your schedule sucks, respectfully. It's really, truly horrendous. I think when we're talking about you having a purpose with how you're doing things, you need to, when you wake up in the morning and you're alert and you're awake and you're warm, it's time to train. Now I get it with scrimmages, that's going to take priority, and obviously scrimmages I assume are later in the day, yes?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so that you can't really do anything about that. But what I'm saying is I want you to wake up, I want you to have your breakfast, I want you to do whatever you need, what kind of warm up you need to do, whatever, and then it's time, when there's no scrimmage that day, it's ranked time. Right there, get it done. Get it done. While you're alert, while you're awake, while you're the most fresh, I went 3 to 4 hours of ranked, and maybe 1 or 2 hours, then you take your lunch break or your meal break, and then you do another 1 or 2 hours, and then here's the really important thing. You're done. That's it. Do whatever you want afterwards. You could do your Tarkov, you can hang out with your girlfriend, you might also need another hobby. Heck, sitting around all day on the computer is probably not the most mentally strong thing to do. But that's it, right there.
All right. We have a gym at the school, so
Okay.
I would be lying if I said I go actively,
Yeah.
but I used to go a lot, but now I've just kind of not stick to all that.
Well,
but I could pick it up again because
yeah.
I know I can just
Yeah.
get it into my schedule.
And it's a lot like sleep too, right? You don't need to be at the gym an hour a day, right? Might be a waste of time. You might not be. It's hard to stick with that. But can you go to what about 20 or 30 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Get a little cardio, lift some weights. You know what I'm saying? Do it 3 or 4 times a week. That would be good. Like, and see what this is going to do is then as you're tired in the day, that's not the time to play Overwatch, right? That's the time to play Tarkov. That's the time to hang out. That's the time to read a book. That's the time to relax. You know what I'm saying? That's not the time to play Overwatch, because if this is something that you're putting your priority on, that needs to give your full attention, your absolute most effort. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing too is you talk about how you're tired after 3 to 4 hours of scrim, and you're like you autopilot a little bit. That's normal, right? That's it. That's normal. The best musicians in the world, they train as hard and as possible, like as focused as they possibly can for around 4 hours. And then they might play more after that, but it's just like chill practice just for fun. It's not even practice, it's just for fun. Just noodling around. And they're the best in the world. And Overwatch League teams, most Overwatch League teams rarely scrim more than 2 blocks a day. That's about 2 blocks. They have about 30-minute, 45-minute review. And then even that, by the end of the second block, usually players are getting a little bit tired. And then that's it. And there's a lot of other stuff. Maybe they'll chill in ranked afterward to do whatever. But then at that point, ranked doesn't even matter. They're just screwing around, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Whereas for you, if you're not scrimming, ranked is your practice. It is your scrim. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that needs to be prioritized. So ranked priority earlier in the day, if possible. 3 to 4 hours of intense, focused practice with goals. And then more time afterwards to chill. There's nothing wrong with not playing ranked 8 or 9 hours a day. That is not, I know a lot of pro players do that, but that is not necessarily a good habit. That is not necessarily a good habit. You lose so much intensity, or you just don't play that hard at all during the 8 or 9 hours. You just play it like 80%. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of coast, you know? But that's not the way to improve. You need to be going 100%, 95%, taking breaks between games if you need to like reset your mental to get back in, and then you just cut it right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And you need goals too, right? Like obviously you don't have to have goals, especially if you're picking up a new hero. A lot of the learning is just like experimenting with the hero and learning the hero. But especially now that you've put a little bit of time into Ramattra and a little bit of time into Sigma, we need to like actually send you on a direction to understand the hero and play it better. And also, this is also good news as well, because if you do this properly, you're going to have more time to do other things. And you're going to be improving faster. It's the best of both worlds. You're going to be wasting less time, and your practice quality is going to be better. Okay. In terms of warm-up, I don't think warm-up is super important for a tank player. If you were to do warm-up, are you familiar with Vaxta or ZHT?
Yeah, I play Vaxta, and then there's this code, I can't remember it, but it's like a code for juggling as Winston, so sometimes if I'm feeling really freaky, I go with that one.
Okay, that's fine. 15, 20 minutes there. I would do no longer than that if you're a tank player. You just need to get in the game. And I will add one other thing. Take a break during queues. Walk around. So when you're in queue, you should I know I'm not sure how long the queues are at 4.4, but like you generally want to be getting around and like not sitting at your computer during queues, because remember when you're in game you're like all the way in, you know what I'm saying? So you need to try as best as you can to try and like rest your mental. I know Finland, the sun has issues, but if you can get outside when there is sun, even just for like 60 seconds, that would be great between queues as well. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. 3 to 4 hours. Oh, by the way, if you're scrimming, so if you're doing 1 scrim a day, I would say if scrimming 2 hours of ranked is fine. So maybe you do your 2 hours of ranked earlier in the day, and then you just like break, and then you do a 10-minute warm-up into your scrim, and then you're done later in the day. Sound good?
Yeah. Because I like to watch VODs.
Yes.
So usually I watch them after eating, because then I don't want to play, or I watch them during queues. But like, should I?
Not during queues.
Okay.
During queues is okay a little bit if you're like quickly checking on your own gameplay of like, okay, maybe I could have done that better, but I need to practice that next game. I think it's totally fine, but you need to be careful that you're not permanently staring at your screen during queues, because you're gonna get tired. So I think a little bit between queues is okay. I like, whenever possible, watching VODs maybe a little bit before I play, because it reminds me the goals of what I need to be practicing in ranked. I know a lot of players like to do it after, but what I might do for you is I maybe get up, have breakfast, watch 15, 20 minutes of a VOD or a replay code to like give me some goals, remind myself the things I need to practice, warm up for 10 or 15 minutes. So you've got about 30 minutes, 30, 35, 40 minutes of VODs and warm up, okay? And then you play your ranked for 2 hours, then you have your next meal, and then you play another ranked for 2 hours, and then you're done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sounds good.
So VOD before is generally better, and it's not even something you necessarily need to do every day. I would say VOD before is better when possible, 15, 20 minutes. around 3 times a week. You can VOD every day, but I don't find it that you get a lot of value out of VODing every day. I think 3 times a week is more than enough. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. I'm looking through your form here. Okay, I don't think I have anything else here. Do you have anything else that you want to go over?
Nothing other than what happens in the replay that I sent
Okay,
you.
let's take a look then. So I know we talked about a lot of things, but those things are very, very important because that's like whether it's Ramattra, Diva, Winston, Orisa, your sleep, your training, your VOD, your warm-up, your ability to rest your mental, to better yourself as a person, whether it's the gym training or whatever, all of those things are crucial, right? They're not just the thing for playing the hero. Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
What have you been working on with Ramattra? Anything? Or just figuring the hero out?
Mostly just staying alive and the E usage.
Okay.
Because I feel like my E's are okay, but I checked one of your Sojourn VODs, and you talked about lazy Sojourn E usage.
Yep.
So that's what I'm
Yep.
trying not to do on Ramattra, because the ability
Good.
is pretty similar.
Good.
So I'm just trying to get more value out of the E.
How do you get more value out of your E, or is it just super dependent on what you're playing?
It's kind of dependent on what I'm playing against. I try to throw it behind the enemy, like you can see here on the replay.
Yep.
Like the enemies are inside the hotel on the left, and I go around on point, throw the E behind them, and then just go back to helping my team so they can't run out of
Sure.
hotel without running into the E.
Sure. Makes sense. Okay. Let's take a look. I think even just using your E to help you do more damage, right? Because it helps you to land more shots is also fine. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Is there anything in the enemy comp, like let's look at the Orisa. I think like as a tank, understanding the tank matchup on the enemy team is extremely important. Obviously things like Sleep Dart and the enemy team matter and Junkrat, but I think the tank matchup is usually the most important thing. How do you play as Ramattra into Orisa?
Well, I just don't want to fall into the trap of shooting the Orisa too much. Like, I just kind of want to play the Orisa out of the situation and then try and poke the enemy backline.
Right, exactly. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. I'm coaching a Orisa player. Does this E, if this is if this Orisa is even competent, does this E force fortify?
Or is absolutely not.
Okay.
I don't think.
Right, I agree. I think this is Orisa being a complete dimwit and not you playing this one well. She kites this way instead of just simply kiting to the cover, in which case she takes no damage whatsoever, and I don't know why she would use Fortify here. So then we have to ask ourselves, is this use of E good?
No, I think I used it too early just to use it.
Okay, so then how would you use it in this situation? Not just versus this composition, but how would you use it in this, versus in this situation? What would you do?
Well, personally, I think that going around the statue I went too early, I think. Because now my steam is stuck behind the choke, getting spammed by the junk.
Okay.
So just holding onto the E, maybe trying to throw it so I can play the on-out from healing the Orisa.
Okay.
Or just go in the hotel.
Okay, sounds good. You could see how if you're a little bit more attentive to what's happening on your left, then you would be putting out more pressure than just shooting the fortified Orisa, right?
Yeah,
it's a trap. So you brought it up, but you're not doing a good enough job of it. That Orisa is baiting you too much. What do you think about the shield?
I used it to block the javelin. I think I could have put it a bit deeper so I can go around the next corner, but
it's not bad. It's not bad, yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. Oopsies. Yeah, not great. This is good, right? This is good. Good shield, good angle, good control on the squishies. This is where the E is going to be huge, right? So you're going to need to block here, but as soon as you can, you're going to place your E. And where are you going to place your E, and what is that E going to do?
So what I'm gonna try and do is throw the E around the Orisa on the left, but the javelin hitbox might be a bit too big and it takes it there.
Well, the other thing too as well is just like, really, should you be using your E right now?
Absolutely not. But
Why?
I thought that the
Well,
gap on the left is big enough to just go around.
But why should you not be using your E? Because I don't think you have your reasoning correct here. Is it the javelin spin? No. There's another reason why you should not be using your E right now. Look at the bottom left of your screen.
I'm low HP.
You're low HP. You need to block. You cannot let this armor drop. If this armor drops, you die. Or you spend the entirety of your Nemesis form blocking, which is horrible. So block now, get your HP higher, then E. And that will also deal with the javelin spin problem as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Preserve your HP. So there's the E. It gets eaten, but do you see the problem as well? It's not just that, but also look at how low you are. That costs, I think that costs you nade and Suzu. Let me actually check here. Yeah, you see that? Nade and Suzu because you didn't press right click. And it makes sense. Like you're one shot essentially. Tragic. Again here. Careful. Okay. So a little bit of rushed ease, HP management. Some Nemesis questions. Oh, goodness gracious, careful. Silly. You know? Just silly. There's just no reason for this. Like, because it's not a cooldown that you can spam. Like, I think, like, if I could confidently say that you're going to have your E back in time for the fight, I'm sure of it. This would be okay. Whatever. Maybe get some extra damage on Cassidy. But 13 seconds. 13 seconds. Let's see if we can find a better use in the next 13 seconds. Maybe we won't. But I think we will. Even this shield is a little bit questionable, to be honest with you. Like right now, what should you be like? If I turn around, where's my follow-up from my team?
Yeah, I just tried to take space, but my team is playing really far back.
Right.
Apparently, we used to so, but
well, we have card, right? We have card. Like
yeah, that's true.
We like look at your aggression in relation to the enemy team. You just really need to just sit here and shoot the Ashe, if anything, because that's the only team that your team can shoot, so that's the only thing that you should be really worrying about right now.
Yeah.
But what's happened is you've used 2 of your 13-second cooldowns to do what? Nothing. Put extra pressure on this Orisa? Why? It doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to kill her. You're not going to be able to... You've not forced a single cooldown, because it's just you. So your Ashe out-mechanics the enemy Ashe, and even this. It's ridiculous. Right? Why?
I think we called for Nano, or Anna called for Nano, or I think he said I have Nano in 2 or something goofy, and I thought I was going in, but we didn't have it.
But why would you go in now?
Iko called for Anna at some point as well. I don't know what happened.
Right. But you see, this is the same problem. Again, like I'm putting blame on you because although it's too late right now for you to turn around, for you to be aware of what's going on behind you, you should have been aware of this.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Here, you have to be aware of this here. Like, cart is moving. My job is to just sit here and hold and wait for cart to move up, and then we can do this, right? Then I can start to use my E. Then I can start to use my shield. Your aggression is completely misplaced. Completely misplaced. It is so incredibly easy for you to die here because nobody in your team can put any pressure in response. Nobody. And even if you had Suzu here, what you would have to blow Suzu and nade, and you would have used Nemesis, and you would have used your shield. And what has the enemy team used? Nothing. Not a single cooldown besides Biotic Grenade. You see that? And they're all very healthy. And you're gonna die for it. So that's not that's. I know that you're not necessarily blaming it on that, but that's not a communicational mistake. It's just simply a positional mistake of just not positioning on where your team was set up. It's that simple. Okay. Do you need this shield right now?
No, I just blow my cooldowns here to blow him.
Now, you see what? Like you're like. Let me be honest with you. When would you use your shield? You tell me when. Let's just play it out here. I'm gonna play it like half speed here. When would you use your E? When would you use your shield? Right. Would you use it right now? Your shield?
I don't think I need it. Like, there's nobody.
Where would you go? Where would you go? You're standing out in the open here, so where should you go?
Behind the payload.
Okay. Would you go here? What about here?
I think on the left side, so I could get like some kind of angle on the Ashe and the Ana,
Yeah.
and then throw an E there.
Right. Or even on the Orisa, shoot the Orisa here. You could even put a shield here. Like, it wouldn't be perfect, but you could put a shield like right here, shoot the Ashe and Ana. Maybe even throw an E and shoot them out, or make them rotate and then throw your E. And then maybe, honestly, even an E on the Orisa here might be good here, because you know that will force a fortify. Because she, unlike on the statue, she doesn't have any cover where she's at, does she? Right? Besides payload, which is no cover. So, but we've got nothing now. So we just brute force it. Which is, whatever. There's your Nemesis cancel. I mean, it's fine. Like, you know the tech, so it's whatever. This doesn't matter, yes? Because are you going to have it by the time the actual fight starts?
Yeah, I think we fall back here and I have it.
Right. You could even throw your E there if you wanted, right? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I did.
Right, doesn't matter. This Kiriko's an idiot. Kiriko's an idiot.
Yeah.
Kiriko's an idiot. But can I be honest with you? This is exactly what you just did 2 fights ago. This
yeah,
right here.
And I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna do it again.
No. Because see, here's the thing. It's like, this is so silly. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm irritated, but I understand what you were trying to do, because you're like, we have to get value out of this. I don't want this to be wasted. What I would have preferred you to have done, well, you tell me. What would have been better here? Because I know why you're doing this. You're like, oh, we gotta get value out of this, right? What would have been better here? Your Kiriko messes up. This isn't your fault. But what could you done out of this mistake?
I think just using primary fire to go farm ult here is like a good angle.
Yeah, or just pressure out the Ashe, pressure out the Mercy. Like, maybe you could force a couple cooldowns here. Maybe you could force, maybe you can get a pick. Like, you're still going to do decent pressure here, right? You're going to get your shield and your E back really, really fast. Just do damage. Don't force it. If they make a mistake, get value out of it, but don't force it. This is just forcing it. Oh my goodness, that replay code. So, unfortunate. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, just use it. Don't. This is something that I talked about with the Orisa last week, where it's like, don't let your bad positioning be what forces cooldowns. Play positioning. Then when you can actually engage, you have your cooldowns. This is bad positioning forcing a bad cooldown. Same thing with this here. Like, in theory, that this E is really, really good if you were pushing, right? If you could shoot the Ashe, right? If you could shoot the Orisa, but you can't. And I can promise you that you're gonna wish that you had it. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're gonna back off. Okay, they did you a favor. They backed off. You got your cooldowns back. Well done. Even this, right? Don't think it's necessary. Just hold here, turn around. Okay, we guys ready? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, shield, right? And same thing here. There's just nothing, like, there's nothing here that you couldn't accomplish by just pressing mouse 1 with good cover. Does that make sense? Is all this making sense, by the way?
Sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna go on the flank. Oh, maybe not. Huh.
Yeah, Ana died, so we had to back off.
Yeah. Same thing here, Like, here's what it is. It's you either have that cooldown if they try and pursue, and then they overextend and you can slow them and kill them, or they don't pursue, and then you just have it in case you want to push soon. And you see what I'm saying, So yeah. I'm not gonna repeat myself anymore with the shield and the E. I'm just gonna point it out. Just go, yep, there it is, so we can see how important that is. And then what I want to do is, instead of just calling it out, I want you to tell me when you would use it if you were paying attention. Okay, so obviously this is not good. This is not good. I mean, this is even worse, right? Your Sojourn still isn't back. We're not ready to go just yet. Now we're about to be ready though. Would you shield here if we had it?
I would maybe E on the left for the Ashes.
Yeah, you would E, you would shield, you would Nemesis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you would win the fight. And then you would cancel Nemesis and then to your Q again. Right?
Yes.
One fight. Oh boy. you know,
Yeah.
one shield there would have made the difference. One E would have made the difference there.
One thing, especially when I've moved on to tanks with like a very high, like insanely good ultimates, is I just kinda have this habit of throwing them out like there, and you're gonna see it more on Sigma because my Sigma ults are like horrible. I just kind of throw them out. Same with my abilities. Like,
I was
I
gonna
think,
say, I noticed a pattern
yeah,
with a little bit of
yeah,
everything here. You just kind
yeah,
of throw them out.
yeah. Something that I try to do is I try to relax a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I like to play very aggressive and very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me pull something up for you really quick. Try and give you a visual example of why this kind of stuff matters. So this is like, obviously, like, use your cooldowns at the same time as your team, duh. Like, everyone gets that. But I think the reason why that's important is because everything in Overwatch is about, like, putting out pressure, and putting out pressure so that you can get an advantage or that you can get a pick, okay? So the way it is like, let's say that this is the line that you need to reach to get a kill, okay? But in Overwatch, the enemy team has defensive cooldowns, the enemy team has positions, the enemy team has cover, the enemy has HP, right? So if you are like right here in terms of threat, okay, this line right here, for you to be able to reach this red line and to get a kill, using your E might increase the chance of you getting a kill, but it's still not getting a kill. You see that? It's still not good enough.
yeah.
So let's try this. Let's say you use your E and a shield by yourself versus the enemy team. Still doesn't get you a kill. Okay, let's try this again. You use your E, your shield, and your Ashe has an angle at the same time. Oh, still doesn't get a kill, right? Okay, let's say you use your E, your shield, your Nemesis form, your Ashe has an angle, and your Kiriko is with you, pocketing you so you can play a little bit more aggressively. You see what I'm saying now, right?
Yeah.
Bang! It's just enough to get the kill that you needed to win the fight. What's happening now is you're using your E and your shield off of cooldown with zero awareness of whether your team is there to follow up or whether you're going to need it, like whether it's a good time for it, right? Because a bad E might look like this, right? A good E will look like this. Do you see that? And the important thing for you is that synchronizing the pressure with your team and actually thinking about your cooldowns is going to prevent this from happening. Where you're getting a lot of pressure, but nothing actually leads. It never really actually matters because none of these hills actually reach the point to where you actually secure a kill or actually force an ultimate or gain space or anything, right? Like, this isn't just a kill. This might be maybe you make the enemy team kite off, or you force out Orisa's Fortify, or you force Suzu. You're not doing any of these things. You're not forcing anything. This is why it's so important, because yes, you're getting more rapid humps, right? But none of them actually matter. And that's what happens. And especially when you're talking about a cooldown that's like 13 seconds long, if you use it as fast as you possibly can, you may still only use it once per fight anyway. So you might as well make that one lump just a little bit higher. Now, if you're playing Orisa, and we're talking about Javelin, what is that, 6-second cooldown? It's a little bit trickier. You know, spamming Javelin isn't good, but it's better than spamming your E or your shield because you're going to get it back really fast, right? But with Sigma, or with Ramattra, excuse me, it really needs to be synchronized with your team, and it actually has to be used as best as you possibly can. Otherwise, you're going to have crazy stats, crazy high cooldown time, and a horrible win rate to show for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That has, and the way to make that blue line break red is to actually think about, is this a good use of the cooldown, and can my team actually follow up off of it? Even if they can't shoot the same target, okay, if they can maybe distract the enemy team at the same time, it has to happen. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, maybe pull it out. We survive. Ooh. I do think, like, you need to be really cautious about your HP as well. So this is another habit we need to work at.
Yeah.
Like right here. Okay, you're gonna survive. You're gonna say block, 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 block. Get out, 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 out. Block, 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 block. Don't punch. Just block. Just block.
Oh, yeah.
Just block. Block, block. Right there. Block, 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 block. Ooh. Like, you almost die there just from the block. Like greeting those punches on an Orisa, it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter right now. You need to survive. We saw that earlier as well. Remember when your E got eaten on first point? Okay. There we go. There we go. I just saw something right there. You turned around before the fight started. You did a quick little check here. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Nice. Nice. You know, we might, yeah, right.
Yeah, looks a lot better.
Looks a lot better, right? This E, oh, the E gets eaten. Okay,
Yeah,
you know what?
he
I'm not
pushes
even mad. I'm not even mad. You really tried. You really tried. Now, what I might say here is that maybe, oh, you try to throw it to catch the Ashe. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I like that E a lot. It just gets eaten. This is really good. This is what we want, right? You're thinking, you're paying attention to what's going on around behind you. You're synchronizing your pressure. You're actually aiming the E for a really valuable target. If you get the E in this Ashe, she dies. She just dies. She's over, right? You know, well done. Your all team is also safe from the Ashe spam and the Ana cooldowns and the Cassidy spam because of your shield. This is really good. This is really good. This is, I don't know what's going to happen in this fight, but this is the best use of cooldowns we've seen this entire VOD. Good. I mean, nothing else you can really shoot there. Nice. Don't force it. Don't force it. Oh, unfortunate. I like the use of E though. It makes sense. Just block. Just block. Do you have a healer alive?
Yeah, Mercy.
Yeah, Mercy. Okay. Maybe?
He doesn't get the rest though.
That's okay. Yeah. Block. Just block. I guess the cast it goes on. You have to find like the perfect balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it worth it? Am I gonna get the kill if I don't block, or am I not gonna? Or am I gonna get like my HP? Because obviously, like, again, you can see your armor now. Your armor's gone. You just have to be really careful about this thing. But obviously, like, you guys win this out. This is phenomenal play. You really clutched this one out. Well done. Really well done. Whatever, doesn't matter. Maybe you get the kill, maybe you don't. You're gonna have it by the time the fight starts. A little bit of the jiggle there. Again, shouldn't matter. Totally fine with it. Now it's gonna matter, right? Now it's gonna matter. We need to bump that blue line up. So let's see how we do. Okay. Seems fine. I think a little lazy with that E, right? You did it blind, you know?
Yeah.
And also this Nemesis is lazy as well because you're gonna use your Nemesis here and you're gonna use your E. I just know it. However, I want your E like right now so you can throw it right here, right? And I also don't think you needed to Nemesis right there either. So let me tell you when. You tell me when should you use your E, when should you use your Nemesis? Let's go half speed.
Well, what I tried to do here was force the Kree inside and then kind of just Nemesis him out.
Right.
Or just kill him out.
Sure.
Then have the E behind him when he runs out.
But you would not. You don't need to do that just yet, though. You would do it right now. You throw your E.
Yeah, because now he's inside.
Now you do your Nemesis, right? Just
I
slightly later, right? But we're talking about split-second timings when it comes to like your E duration. Block. Okay. Just not super well placed, right? The E is fine, it's just not very well placed because we're not just talking about the timing of your E's. When you rush it, you're also missing the placement by just a little bit as well. Again, ooh. Like the way you can look at block is like this, okay? Here are the enemy team's options. You're gonna walk up here and you're gonna block right now, okay? You're gonna press your right click and block. Now, if you get javelin, whatever, you're gonna block, okay? So what are the options for the enemy team?
Oh, well, the Orisa is kind of falling into the trap of shooting me. Everyone else is on the right,
so everybody on the enemy team shoots you while you're blocking right now. What does that mean for your backline?
Well, they go away without any pressure, or they can shoot enemy team.
And they actually they might even melt the Orisa, because you take even less damage than a fortified Orisa does, right? So if you blocking versus Orisa fortifying, your team actually wins that trade. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's say they don't shoot you because they know not to shoot a blocking Ramattra because it doesn't matter. Then what happens?
Well, then I'm just out of position and they can run past me to my team.
Well, maybe. But if they don't, I'm saying, like, in this particular instance right now, if you block and they do not shoot your block, where does your HP go?
Well, I get healed, I
Right.
guess.
And then what do you do? Right?
But then I get engaged full
You
HP.
can engage.
Not
And then
that.
if they do shoot you, it doesn't matter because it's a waste of time for them to shoot a Ramattra, and your team can actually take the trade on the Orisa favorably.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
see? It's really rough. So this is why you need to block, because right now you're demanding healing, but you're so low you might actually die. Right? What I want you to do is I want you to block a little bit early so that it's easier for you to keep your HP up. And you just standing there and baiting attention is opening up so much space for your team. The only thing that you have to worry about in these instances is sleep dart, hard CC. Even javelin isn't that big of an issue. You need to worry about sleep dart. Outside of that, there's no reason for you to do this. And my problem is that once you start to get to 281, 300 HP, if you're not blocking a little bit sooner than that, then you're never going to get your armor back, which means you're going to be taking more damage than you should.
Yeah.
Okay? Preserve that armor. It makes it a lot harder in your supports, and you see here, like, this is just...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's practice. Let's actually practice though, right? How would you shield? How would you E?
Well, I wouldn't use them right now.
Okay.
Or like either, now that I'm thinking after.
Okay. What would you do?
I could shield the Ash off, the damage boosted Ash, from the high ground.
Yeah, you could. Okay. Then what would you do with your E?
I could hold it.
And
At least, like...
And then would you use it? When would you use it?
Now, so that Nano Decree can't push up.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. I don't think you guys touch. Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
We capped it, actually. We got it to the end.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you get res? Oh, you did. Oh, you did. You got cure. Oh, no,
Yeah.
you didn't. You had cure
No,
cold
I
and
just marked
foolishness.
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh, they way overextended. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Look at that. Ha! That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at me. I should never have doubted you guys. I wouldn't really ego. I mean, I guess so. I was gonna say I wouldn't really ego my ult for like the tech here. Just get the.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Just suck the tracer. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him clutch. Because like at this point it doesn't matter. Okay, what are you seeing so far?
I'm using my abilities way too early.
Mm-hmm.
Like I should relax a bit with my
Yes.
using.
You're very smart. You know exactly. Whenever I ask what would be a better use of your abilities, you always come up with a better answer than what you did. And obviously, in the heat of the moment, it's very difficult in the middle of a battle to make those decisions. But I think you could be making those decisions if you gave yourself like a half of a second later, and we broke this habit. Okay.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your team's positioning, think about the situation, and make a decision. I will also say that your HP management, like your respective armor, isn't good enough either. I think those two things need to be improved upon.
Yeah, keeping my armor up.
Let's watch a little bit more. Then I have a question for you. We probably only have enough time to look at either more Ramattra or more Sigma. What would you prefer?
If you wanna skip over to the Sigma part, we get rolled here, I think, instantly, and then I just go Sigma.
Okay, sounds good. Let's look at some Sigma. Actually, you know what? You go Ramattra, you go Sigma instantly. So let's see if we can find out. Let's see.
I think I go inside here and I just get absolutely turbo kill.
You know, shield. You see? Why shield? You know, look at your team. Just play the clock. Don't let your positioning force cooldowns. And there, the E gets eaten as well, and then you end. Yeah. Okay. So same thing. That's good though. That makes your improvement simple. It will be hard to master this. Like this is not an easy skill, but at least it's not a lot of different things you have to work at. It's mostly just the two things. All right.
Yeah.
I will say as well that one of the reasons why your cooldowns are getting forced is your lack of cover usage. So maybe that's something you need to work at as well.
All right.
We'll write it all down when we're done.
Yep.
Now, the other excellent thing about all this is if you were looking to be a tank player, what we just coached is not Ramattra specific, is it? I'm very curious how we use our shift, shield, and our E. you know?
Yeah.
Just be careful. Like, are you gonna get your shield back? Maybe. Just stand here and spam, you know? There's really nothing to do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And then now our
I'm
Ashe
just
is...
using Grasp to get some of the shield HP back, and now Ashe is back as well.
Right. Okay, so that's one cooldown down. That's another cooldown down. That shield is probably a little deep because they're going to be able to walk through it, you see.
Yeah, I think the Anna nanoed because she couldn't heal through the shields. So
Maybe let's check. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was the big brain all along. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Seemed reasonable. Nice job. Would have liked to have had her shift.
yeah, that's true.
Because, like, here's the thing is, if you rock that Cassidy there, let me ask you a question. You might get the kill, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that this is the best? Do you think that this is a good representation of your mechanics?
I think my Sigma mechanics are not that good, to be fair.
Okay. Maybe we could just select it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm really new to Sigma, so especially the primary fire thing is...
That's alright.
Feels kinda wonky still.
That's alright. So obviously, like, especially versus the Orisa, similar to Ramattra, really try and shoot past the Orisa whenever possible.
Yeah.
Which I think you are doing to an extent, so that's good. But like that rock does fortify, but I would only rock that if there's like no other target, right? Maybe not even use the rock.
Yeah.
Right? Like right here, there's an option. Nice. You could ult this if you want it. Definitely ult this now.
Yeah, I think I do.
Oh. Nice. Now you get... Nice. Very nice. Drop that shield. Nice. A little bit too early with a rock. Shield. Nice. Nicely done. Not bad. Not bad. Your mechanics are not that bad. Oh. Alright. Maybe.
Yeah, I can get my rock back, so I just...
Yeah, sure, why not? You see it?
Yeah.
You have to know when this is acceptable and when it's not, because this is free HP. However, you're probably gonna want this at some point in the fight.
Yeah, I think I had some idea around this. That I think like the past 2 or 3 fights, every time I took my shield down, the Orisa was using Javelin instantly.
Yeah.
So there was an idea to eat the Javelin and then Kiriko ult them.
Yeah, but even if you eat the Javelin here, yes, you might get plumped up in HP, but as we saw earlier, there's been times it's too long of a cooldown.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? 12 for 6. You got HP out of it. But it also broke your shield as well. Because like if you go back, and the main problem here is it's like you use your shift early, right? But my major problem is it's like, again, where are you guys fighting here? Do you see the line?
Yeah.
Right? So then you can spam here, but you better not lose your HP. You better not lose your shield. You better not lose your shift because the line is here, right? This is where we're fighting. So by the time you get to that line, the enemy team has used nothing but Javelin, which obviously doesn't matter. You've used your shift, and you have half of your shield. And now no rock. Like, we don't need to push up here. You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You just don't need to push up. You don't want to push up here. Because you can see, as soon as that Orisa crosses this line here to the cart, she gets blasted. So just stand here, you know? Keep spamming her. They're gonna have to make a play. Now right now do you see where the line is? Do you see where the line is?
Yeah, the line moves up.
It's push, so you needed to push with it, but you didn't have your shift to push, right? You got it just in time. But you needed your shift to push. Oh my goodness gracious. Nice spam. Nice, very nice. Very nice. Clutch. Very nice here. Nice. This is fight winning. Beautiful job. Oh, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Really, really nice job. So here's the thing: it's nice job mechanically, but you're making the same mistakes that you made with Ramattra on Sigma.
Yeah,
Right?
with the cooldowns.
Right, with the cooldowns. It's just not paying attention to where your team is fighting, blowing them, and also using them lazily, right? A lot of these rocks, just lazy. Like, you tell, like, when you're channeled, really focused on the rocks, I know your mechanics aren't that good, but you're hitting enough of them. But sometimes you're just not using them. Like right now, where's the line? Do you know? It's still here. So this is okay. Just get ready to fall back. Do not lose shield HP. No. I mean, your Mercy, I think. Well, how does your Mercy die? Does your
I have no idea. Oh, she burns.
that sucks. Okay. Okay. Do you want me to get really, really, really big brain here? Watch this. Why does your Mercy die? It's your fault. Watch this. Here, watch. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! My Sigma's pushing way up.
Oh yeah.
You see? It's your fault. It's your fault.
Exactly.
It's your fault. So, and even if your Mercy doesn't die, look at your HP. Look at your rock.
Yeah.
Look at your shield.
No cooldowns.
Yeah, there's Suzu. What did they use for Suzu? Nothing.
Yeah,
they used nothing. They just used that mouse one. So okay, I don't want to harp on the same thing over and over again, but those are the main takeaways here. So I want you to type these up. So I typed all the crap before this. You type up the things with Ramattra and Sigma in our channel right here. All right.
Yep.
What are your main takeaways? What needs to be practiced? You type. Chilling with ability cooldown. What does chilling with ability cooldown mean?
Just not throwing the ability cooldowns, trying to hold on to them for like a few more seconds to see if a better opportunity comes up.
Right. You still might use them almost off of cooldown, but at the very least, you're giving yourself time to actually think if there's value out of it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Oh, when you were making mistakes with your ability cooldowns, why? What was causing those decisions to be made?
Well, I just typed out checking where the line is.
Checking where the line is. Yes. Now you might be, as a tank, pushing into the enemy team, right? So you might move the line. But then when you are pushing, you need to make sure that you have those cooldowns. Do you remember with your Ramattra on the attack on second point, where you would use your E and you would use your shield, and then like 5-6 seconds later, then you would push when you didn't have them?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So if you want to push and you want to move the line, you need to move the line when you have the cooldowns. Don't use them when the line isn't. So you either use them when the enemy crosses your line, or you use those cooldowns when you want to cross the enemy line. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. What else? Is there anything else that you saw? With Ramattra, Sigma, whatever.
I think this one is a big one.
Finding cover on the map. Yes. Brilliant. Win cooldown trades, win mechanical trades by taking less damage than the enemy tank all the time. Every time that you use your shift or your Ramattra Nemesis or your E or your shield because you were too far from a cover is a monstrous mistake. Exactly. And then I would also add Ramattra pay attention to your armor, I think, so that you can juggle your blocking a little bit better and maintain higher uptime. Okay.
Yeah.
That was mostly it. I don't think, is there anything else that you can think of?
Yeah, nothing else.
Okay, that's a lot to work on. The way I would work on that is to select, if you're playing in ranked, you could practice all of those things on ranked, and so I would select one of those skills to work on for a day or two. And then when you get bored or you feel like you've made a little bit of progress, then we go on to the next skill. And obviously, when you go on to the next skill, you're going to get a little bit worse at the thing that you're practicing, but you'll still be better than you were before. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's a good thing to have something like written down and improve on, so I don't just autopilot.
Correct.
So I actually think about something when I'm...
Correct. In those 3-4 hours of ranked, this is what we're practicing, right? Those 2 hours of ranked and the 2 hours of scrims, which we should be going for as soon as possible. This is what we're practicing. Everything with you is about giving yourself a purpose with what you're doing, with your sleep. When you're in the gem because you're recovering and giving yourself time to take time away from Overwatch. When you're doing things other than Overwatch, it's because you've already put in your time in Overwatch and you don't want to burn yourself out. Everything needs to have a purpose. And the stuff that we talked about before the review was significantly more important than any of the stuff that we talked about in the review. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, not really.
Okay, I want you to keep in touch with how stuff goes. The replay code rule for coaches or students is anytime you have a scrim or a ranked VOD and you're like, I wasn't sure what to do here, shoot me the replay code, give me 3 or 4 timestamps, and I'll look over and I'll send you some feedback in a couple days. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Cheers, mate. Keep in touch, and I will send you the VOD